Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. I've been trying all day to come to you with this video here on JASMY, but for one reason or the other, my microphone has been acting up. It was echoing, it was doing a whole bunch of nonsense, right? Eventually, I managed to fix it, and I want to share with you good news here on JASMY. There are a few things that I'm looking at here on the 4-hourly time frame, and I actually like them, right? A lot of things coming up together and indicating that we can have a strong push. That's very important because that is also going to be determining potentially where we are going to be headed here for the long term for JASMY, because we are looking at something like 54 cents. We're also looking at something like $1.20 for the best case scenario in this bull cycle for JASMY. But all that has to be done and has to be confirmed with this move that JASMY is going to be making in the next 48 hours or so, right? So let's quickly get into it. But before we do that, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and people looking for JASMY content will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I want to encourage you to subscribe because it really helps the channel to grow. And at the same time, I make JASMY content on a daily basis here. So let's quickly get right into the 4-hourly time frame. And what really am I talking about? I'm talking about this upward sloping support that you are seeing here. And we can also see that we have something like a downward sloping resistance. It can also be a flat resistance. It really doesn't matter because I'm considering this one to be a symmetrical triangle. And usually symmetrical triangles are continuation patterns, right? Now the next question obviously is this like a continuation to the downside here, or we are looking at this but just saying that look, we are coming off of a bottom and the continuation is to the upside? Definitely we are looking at it from the bottom and we are saying that okay, this is local. We're not really considering the whole thing here. We are looking for a push, and usually the measured move price target is from the very bottom here to the top part, which is something like the thickest part of this formation, right? So from the point of breakout, what we will now be looking for here is a 19% pump or something like that for JASMY, taking JASMY to around 3 cents by slightly shorter than that, but still that's okay. Now, I don't just usually like to rely on this price targets because everybody's looking at the chart this way, right? So I go ahead and try to see if we have got any other confluence, right? So you can see there is already some kind of resistance there. I mean, look at this bar right there. So that's also indicating pretty much the same thing. But should we also retracement too from the very top of the structure? When we picked right around, I think it was 24th of June, to the very bottom here, we can see that, look, we are fighting the first Fibonacci retracement level, and that area that we are looking is right around like the second level. So that's still pretty much normal, and I think it's more likely that we have this push rather than the price breaking to the downside. I will not be one of those guys who tell you that, oh look, if this happens then this will now happen. Then no, I tell you exactly what I'm doing here, and we're not just talking about these things, of course. We are literally putting our money where our mouth is. And earlier today, I was even posting and talking to my Patreon members. We're actually in a trade, in a JASMY trade that we took earlier. Of course, I will not talk about the details because those guys, they will literally jump on my throat, right? So I'm very much confident of this. Now, if we also take a look at the 50-period moving average here for the 4-hourly time frame, we're clearly seeing that it has been pushing the price to the downside. And for the very first time since 24th of June, we have flipped it into a support level. So yeah, it's more likely we are going to really have this push right there. On the daily time frame, yeah, the 50 daily moving average, we are still below it, right? I'll come back and talk to you, like this is very important. But for now, we want to see if we've got any sort of indicators by the end. This is the MACD, very reliable here on JASMY. Whenever we are having a bullish cross here, if we look at the last few times, I think we've actually been bottoming right on those crosses. Take a look at this part here. You can just go back and do your own research, but it's looking like the bulls are now officially in control of the JASMY price. So yeah, I'm pretty much really excited and looking forward to that pump here for JASMY. But as I said at the beginning of the video, that this could be very much important for the JASMY price. That I was showing you here, I think maybe the last 2 weeks or something like this, that look, we are below the 50 daily moving average here. You enter a bearish trend, but now we are already in a bullish trend. So I'm expecting more sideways action. This is exactly what has panned out. Let me go ahead and clean the chart a little bit here, and let me show you what I'm expecting the JASMY price to do. Now take a look at the last 2 instances. For example, you had a break below the 50 daily moving average, you had a back test, and then if you were going to go to the downside, you were crashing a little bit, right? That was the same case here as well, and I pretty much expect the same thing here for JASMY. So what I'm talking about here is we are going to have a push again, and once again, that 50 daily moving average is indicating again 3 cents. So very, very much likely that we are going to hit 3 cents before we either break the 50 daily moving average here, continue higher, or we are going to have a rejection. And now the most important thing by there will be watching these lows here. We don't want to be losing these lows, because if we lose these lows here, there is actually a likelihood that just move even further. But that's a story for another day. What I'm watching for right now is to see what is going to be happening right when we get back to the 50 daily moving average. This is when I'm going to be taking decisive action, right? Obviously, I'll come to update you as to what we are doing here with the JASMY price, that as I always do. So long term still, I think trajectories are looking okay. We are looking at that 54 cents, looking from the Velo fractal. We are also talking about the best case scenario of something like $1.20 from the Cardano price set, from the Ethereum price set, and a whole bunch of other researches that we were doing on the channel. Those ones, really, for now, we don't have to worry about anything. All we have to do is watch for that 3 cents right there, and at the same time we are watching in a trade side, so it gets much more interesting, right? You see what is happening. If we are making money when JASMY is going up, we also want to make money when JASMY is going down. So we'll be looking for a short if the market is obviously looking weak, right? But for now, I think the market is looking very strong. I have to add one thing here, that going back to the 4-hourly time frame though, and let's clear these drawings one more time, right? And this one too. What we are seeing here is that we have this kind of a setup on altcoins that have actually violently broken out of this whole thing here. So for example, I want to give you the example of ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, right? It was really having a very big breakout, and we are also seeing things like VICH. And take a look at this. Not much big difference to what the JASMY price that is doing here, testing this one, and eventually up, breaking out like this. So very much optimistic of what is going to be happening in the next few days here for JASMY. But the big thing obviously is to be watching for that 50 daily moving average on a daily time frame. So remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll see you on the next one. Take care.